Hi, empaths. Welcome back to this channel. I am sending you love and light and so many blessings, and I'm so grateful for our empath tribe, the ways that we support one another all over the world, even if we don't know each other physically. We send our prayers and we lift up light. We project that outward, and it is received like beacons of light. We can feel each other. We hear each other. We witness each other. We see each other, and we know each other. And it's really remarkable and so beautiful. So welcome back, empaths. And I want to talk to you today about two different frequencies and some of the attributes of these frequencies. And basically, this will just be a general message of encouragement to support you wherever you may find yourself on your empath journey. So let's talk about compassion frequency. Some of you may have experienced this recently. You may have experienced an activation, and you may notice that you're quite emotional recently and really praying or meditating more intentionally with a true desire from your heart of hearts to send love and light to everyone. And I know we empaths tend to be that way anyway, but with compassion frequency, there's a level of compassion and grace and kindness and mercy that may be overtaking you at this time, where you just feel compelled to pray. Maybe you're in the grocery store, maybe you're in your car, maybe you're in the shower, but you just feel the need to pray or send love and light to very specific people or situations. During this time, when the compassion frequency lands on you and lands in your heart, you are truly a divine channel. As you are praying, as you are meditating, as you are sending love and light to those that you are feeling called to pray. For example, let's say that you're sleeping or getting ready to go to sleep. You're drifting into sleep, and all of a sudden you get a flash. You have an image of children, maybe in another country, that look like they're hungry, or maybe it's a war-torn country, or perhaps there's extreme poverty. You may see little faces of children that you're never going to meet, here in the human realm, but you're seeing them so that you can pray and send love and light. And in those moments, you're such a beautiful, pure channel for goodness to flow to those children, to that community. So compassion frequency is upon us, empaths. It's lovely, it's light. You may find yourself crying and very emotional, but they're not tears of sadness. They're tears of love and light and joy. And there's an awareness of all that you are capable of being as an ambassador of light, as this channel, as an instrument. There's an awareness that you carry light codes within your consciousness, within your heart space, and there's a desire to share your gifts and the infinite blessings that are flowing within your own soul structure with the collective. It's super beautiful. So blessings to those of you that are experiencing compassion frequency. May the light of the divine that is aligned to be received from your soul structure to others, for others, may it be received. May the messengers of love and light make haste to receive those beautiful, infinite, compassionate blessings from your soul to the souls of those that you are aligned with at this time. And then there's distraction frequency, and that is very different. It's totally opposite. It's a draining energy, empaths, and it contaminates the work that we're here to do. It comes in all different shapes and sizes, people, situations, circumstances, places, exes, all kinds of things, right? Distraction frequency. And this distraction frequency compromises the integrity of your soul. So your soul has a plan, right? Your soul and the divine have a very specific clear plan in terms of what your path is here on the earth plane as a beautiful empath and angelic human and starseed and all of the beautiful things that you are. But the distraction frequency waters down, contaminates, violates, usurps boundaries, crosses boundaries, doesn't honor, your own moral code or your intentionality. And distraction frequency could be your own children, it could be your own parents, it could be your job, but it comes when you should be focused on something spiritual that is either a blessing to yourself, your own family, or the collective. It comes at a time when you were just about to pray or meditate or do something generous, something benevolent, but now you've got to deal with this. It could be that, you are planning an event, but all the power goes out. So now you can't host that event. Distraction frequency comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes. It could be social media, you're trying to get work done, but you keep getting distracted looking at people's stories or their posts, and you find yourself maybe drawn to things that are of no consequence. They're insignificant. They have nothing to do with you. Maybe it's just all drama, but you find yourself going in and constantly being distracted. Distraction frequency causes us to focus on other things that are not important rather than something that is completely aligned with our mission assignments. So rather than completing a task that is a spiritual divine orchestration of your soul and God, creator, the source, you find yourself attending to something else or putting out fires or cleaning up somebody else's messes. Beware of the distraction frequency. It really serves no purpose. It drains us, empaths. It takes us off course. It causes us to, maybe focus in a direction that was never even the divine plan. So always go back within the sanctuary of the heart to get your command codes from base, to make sure you are completely aligned with clarity about the next steps for your mission assignments and your soul path. Also, dear empaths, there is a library in the darkness. So when we go through our dark nights of the soul, our difficult times, our challenges, maybe moments of grief and loss or uncertainty, or where you're regrouping after an upset, there's a library, an internal library within where we can take some time out to check ourselves out. Like you would check out a book in the library, we get to check out ourselves, check yourself out, dear empath. There's an opportunity to study in quiet, to contemplate, to reevaluate your perspective, to explore hidden stories within, to recognize whether there's validity in these stories. Does the narrative need to be changed? Are the old stories still serving? Are they still required? Are they still aligned? Are they helpful? Are they appropriate? Are they in alignment with what Spirit has for you now, even if they were the stories of your parents and grandparents? Within your library, while you're sitting in darkness, there's an opportunity to find the meaning in the depth, in the deeper parts of you. Deep calls into deep. You're able to go within the sanctuary of the heart and find or excavate, extract, extrapolate the deeper meanings behind every situation or experience that maybe caused the darkness that you're now sitting in, or explains how darkness was able to be pervasive in your life. In the library, within your own personal darkness, there's an opportunity, empaths, to write and rewrite your story until it is filled with light. In the library, within the darkness, in the darkness of your soul, there's a library where you can write and rewrite and write and write and write and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite until your story is filled with light. Write until your story is filled with light. You can revise the manuscript in silence, in the personal darkness, in your own personal library within the darkness. It doesn't mean you have a dark heart. It's just that there are times of quiet and contemplation where we find ourselves in the darkness of a situation where there's uncertainty, where you're not quite sure where to go, or where you're facing the aftermath of perhaps choices, or when the tsunamis or storms of life show up. You know what I'm talking about, right? The hard times, the hard days. In the past, we would get all dysregulated and feel like, where's God? God abandoned me, and things like that, right? I hate humans. But now we have an opportunity in every situation to up-level, to grow, and to be our best version, to align and manifest as our ideal version in every circumstances. And because we're merging our shadow with our light, we're no longer afraid of the shadow. We're not running from our shadow. We're merging our shadow with our light. We're merging our ego personality with the light of our soul structure. We can, from a mature space, sit in darkness and rewrite our own narrative. We can revise the manuscript in silence without throwing temper tantrums. We can just convert the energy, transmute the energy, shift and recalibrate and up level. When you're in the library within the darkness, you have an opportunity to contemplate with wisdom and emerge as a wiser soul. In the darkness, you are still a channel of the light, and you are becoming in the darkness a source of knowledge. So the time of darkness is a very beautiful, transformative opportunity to know thyself better. There's a library within the darkness that you experience, dear ones. It's an opportunity to revise the manuscript, to rewrite the narrative until it's filled with light. And finally, dear ones, the message that I have for you is, what would the benevolent ancestors do? And this section of this talk came to me first in a dream. So I have, we all are a mixed bag, right? We're all mutts on this planet. But I have 3 dominant cultures, and 2 of them are indigenous, and one of those groups are considered colonizers. So I have a colonizer background, and they stem from Scotland. So there's some Scottish, Irish, and English heritage, but a Scottish relative came to me in a dream, and he basically, it was a really powerful, beautiful dream, and he was talking to me about slavery that took place in my country of origin, and how his descendants left Scotland to create a better life in the United States, but then they made choices that he would never have agreed to or signed off on. And of course, this created karma in that side of the family. So this relative in a dream gave me this beautiful opportunity to work with him. He told me he wants to work with me. He's in the light on the other side with my benevolent ancestors, doing his part to right the wrongs of slavery and atrocities done to my 2 indigenous cultures. And he asked me if I would be willing to work with him on this side of the light in my human experience, so that we can cover healing of our family lineage from both sides, from all angles. He apologized to me in the dream for the things that had been done to my other cultures. And he talked about the effects of colonization, not only on my 2 indigenous cultures, but how that also created a dark, negative paradigm of karma for the other, culture. So he's asking me in this dream, and he's asking me ongoing, if I will continue to do my part here on the earth plane while he does his part in the ascended realms. And of course I said yes. And this is very, very sacred work. And so the final message for us today, dear empaths, is that there is a sacred work of healing that takes place when we work with our ancestors to heal whatever went wrong. However, our ancestors, whatever their origin, whatever country or province that they came from, wherever they come from in the world, anywhere that they got off track and stopped fulfilling the divine spiritual calling and the divine spiritual path, there's an opportunity now, along with all the work that we're doing on the planet. We're helping other empaths, and we're helping the human collective up level and heal and realize that they can make choices, and that they don't have to be stuck in their old stories, and that they can choose life and light, and they can be beacons of change and positivity, and we can help heal our planet. That is what we are doing, empaths, one person at a time, one situation at a time, along with our own inner healing, our own inner process, remembering who we are, accepting ourselves with radical self-love and self-care. There's another blessed sacred work, and that is to work with the ancestors, our predecessors, to heal whatever needs to be healed within our family lineage, and all the ways that our ancestors contributed to the problems of this world, the pain, the suffering, the negativity. There's an opportunity for us to work with benevolent ancestors. They are on their side of the light in the ascended realms. We're here in the earth plane doing our part, transmuting negative energy, activating new light codes, aligning and recalibrating and reconfiguring our path, and merging our experience, past, present, future, with the soul's light, with the divine plan, and with God frequency for the highest divine outcomes. There's an opportunity for us to work with God frequency, our benevolent ancestors, our spiritual team, to recalibrate, reconfigure, and shift all that went wayward. It's beautiful, beautiful sacred work. And dear ones, if this resonates, I believe just as my ancestor came to me in the dream, the invitation at this time, the offering, is for many of you, if it resonates, to also work with the ancestors to heal and to create positive change, reformation, reparation, healing, love, and light. So empaths, these are the messages that I have for you this week. I pray that they are received with so much love and light. If it doesn't resonate, of course, table it. Maybe it'll resonate at some time in the future. I'm sending you love and light and blessings for your week ahead. I cannot wait to be with you energetically again. Blessings, blessings, blessings upon blessings.